What if I told you that the way your dog stares at you while you're eating might be revealing more about your bond than anything else you do together? That moment at the table or on the couch feels simple on the surface, yet your dog loads it with communication, attachment, instinct, and trust, all packed into one steady look. You're about to understand that look on a level most owners never reach. If you enjoy learning how your dog thinks and becoming the kind of owner your dog already believes you are, hit subscribe so you stay connected to these behavior deep dives. Let's break down what that stare means, because it rarely points to one single thing. Chapter 1. Instincts that never went away. A wolf watching another wolf chew through a rib bone created the same scene you face when your dog locks onto you at dinner. That image sets the stage for what your dog carries into your home every day. Your dog's ancestors learned survival by studying every mealtime. They watched who ate first, who waited, who guarded, and who followed. Generations of dogs carried that pattern forward, so they still study you during meals. They're not judging rank in your kitchen. They're learning your rhythm, your reactions, your habits, and the structure of your shared space. A dog who waits for leftovers follows a deeply rooted pattern that started long before bowls, kibble, and grocery stores. Some breeds amplify this instinct. Hounds watch movement because hunters bred them to track. Shepherds study their handlers' cues because those cues signal work. Terriers observe to spot the smallest opening for action. Your dog's stare pulls ancient behavior into a modern living room. That moment connects your life to an older world, where attention meant survival. That pull leads straight into the emotional layer that many owners hope sits underneath that stare. Chapter 2. When the stare is about love, not food. Ever notice your dog locking eyes with you in a way that feels less like a request and more like a connection? That feeling links straight to the moment we just explored, where ancient patterns lead your dog right to you. Many dogs seek closeness during high-value moments. Your mealtime counts because you sit still, the room settles, and your dog sees a quiet pocket of togetherness. Researchers found that mutual eye contact triggers oxytocin release in both species. That hormone shapes bonding. Parents form it with infants. You form it with your dog during these tiny glances. A soft stare tells a different story than a tight, food-focused one. The soft version uses relaxed lids, slow breaths, and an open mouth. The harder version narrows the eyes and focuses on movement from your plate to your hand. One feels like presence. The other looks like strategy. Your dog connects both versions to your shared routine. The emotional one lifts your bond. The food-focused one repeats a pattern that started long before training. That difference sets up the next layer, where learned behavior begins shaping the stare you see at the table. Chapter 3. What's actually learned versus what's instinctive. Picture your dog freezing the moment you lift a fork, as if that tiny movement triggers an entire script they memorized long ago. That image connects right back to the patterns that formed during your earlier meals together. Dogs repeat behaviors that create outcomes. Owners feed a scrap once, and the dog links that moment to a new rule. A single reward can shape a lifelong habit, because dogs track events with sharp focus. Their stare can shift from curiosity to strategy without any shift in emotion toward you. Some dogs sit tall and still because that posture succeeded before. Others lean forward, shift weight, or lift a paw to test your response. A few drool, or focus on your hand instead of your face. These details signal a trained request. Breed tendencies influence food focus. Labs and Goldens carry strong food drive from generations of selection. Pugs watch faces in search of cues because their original roles depended on reading humans. The learned layer sits on top of the instinctive one. Together, they create a stare that mixes history and training. That blend raises a question about the rare cases where tension hides behind the gaze you see during meals. Chapter 4. Anxiety, uncertainty, or resource guarding. A dog holding a stare with stiff limbs can shift the entire room's energy. That moment connects to the habits formed in earlier chapters. Yet, it carries a sharper edge. Some dogs feel unsure about the structure of shared meals. They watch you because your actions determine when they eat, where they sit, and how safe the space feels. Multi-dog homes add a layer of tension. The dog who watches you might track the other dog even more, as if a single glance tells them who moves next. A small group of dogs guard resources. They hold your attention as a way to track anyone nearby. Trainers notice this when a dog plants its feet, tightens the mouth, or slows its blink. Those signals replace softness with control. They reveal a dog who manages space, not one who bonds over dinner. Health shifts can influence the intensity of the stare. Vets report that dogs with diabetes or thyroid changes feel hunger spikes, which raise pressure during feeding routines. That hunger can push them to focus harder on you and the food. Your dog's emotional state shapes the gaze. That state prepares the ground for the deeper messages they send during these moments, beyond instinct, bonding, or worry. Chapter 5. What your dog wants you to know. A dog glancing between your face and your plate can look like a tiny conversation happening without sound. That picture builds directly on the emotional states we explored earlier. Dogs ask questions with their eyes. They study your movements to understand whether they should stay put, shift position, or prepare for the next part of the evening. You set the rhythm of the home, and your dog checks in to stay aligned with that rhythm. Trainers call this pattern a reference look, where the dog confirms they follow the right path. Anticipation shapes many of these moments. Meals often link to walks, play, or relaxation. Your dog watches for clues to predict that sequence. Their body fills in details the eyes begin. A raised tail signals eagerness. Slow breaths signal calm presence. Ears angled forward signal interest in your next cue. These signals create a layered message. The stare marks the first line, and the rest of the body fills in the meaning. You read more of your dog's intent when you connect those pieces. This deeper communication opens space for new habits at the table. Those habits help you shape the stare into something comfortable for both of you. Chapter 6. What to do about it. Your dog can learn a new dinner routine within a week when you guide each step. That claim fits the communication patterns we traced through the earlier chapters. Some owners enjoy the quiet presence of a dog sitting nearby. You can keep that feeling without inviting begging. Feed your dog on a set schedule, then invite them to rest on a mat near you. Reward calm posture with gentle praise. The praise tells your dog the position works and the routine holds steady. Other owners want more distance. You can teach that shift by placing a mat farther from the table and guiding your dog to it before meals. Treat the moment your dog settles. The reward marks the settled posture, not your plate. Families see strong results when everyone follows the same rule. Kids help by placing treats on the mat instead of handing scraps from their hands. Small changes in the room support the new pattern. You can feed your dog first, create a short pre-meal cue, or close off certain areas during food prep. These adjustments teach your dog a clear script. That clarity helps you recognize which type of eating stare matches your dog's personality. Chapter 7. 3 types of eating stares. A dog inching forward one paw at a time creates a tiny drama under your table. That picture builds on the structure you set in the previous chapter. Owners often describe 3 clear eating stare styles. The first fits the guardian angel. This dog sits at a distance with relaxed shoulders and warm eyes. The dog watches the room more than your plate. Trainers read this as steady companionship. You can welcome this posture because the dog supports the calm of the meal. The second fits the opportunist. This dog tracks every bite, licks the front teeth, and shifts closer with slow determination. The dog studies your plate movement and predicts the next drop or scrap. This pattern grows from instinct and training. You can guide it by redirecting the dog to a mat before the movement begins. The third fits the worrier. This dog holds tension in the neck, glances toward doorways, and stays alert. The stare tells you the dog wants stability more than food. You can help by giving the dog a set place in the room with a clear expectation. These 3 styles give shape to the behavior in your home. That shape leads directly into the meaning behind the stare you share every day. A dog watching your dinner plate can feel like a tiny spotlight on your relationship. That image echoes every layer we explored through instinct, emotion, learning, tension, and communication. Your dog's stare blends thousands of years of survival behavior with the bond you built together. The gaze carries messages about trust, connection, questions, and habit. The surface looks simple. The meaning reaches much deeper. Your dog studies you because you anchor the rhythm of the home, and mealtime gives them a quiet chance to tune into that rhythm. Owners often see that stare as begging. The picture becomes clearer once you trace the reasons behind it. You learn more about your dog's inner world when you slow down and notice the shape of their eyes, the shift of their breath, and the position of their body. You can share your dog's eating stare personality in the comments. That story helps other owners recognize their own dogs in these moments. You can subscribe if you want steady insight into the way your dog thinks. The small details of daily life reveal the strength of your bond, and each glance during dinner adds another thread to that connection.